Hey friends, and welcome back to my art studio. So today we're going to be doing another card video. If you don't know, I'm currently working on painting a Disney card deck. Disney, all things Disney, Disney princesses, Pixar, anything like that. We paint 4 cards per movie, and that is how things go around here. And normally I ask you guys to comment down below which movie you'd like me to paint next, and on the last video it was actually a tie. So I didn't know what to do, so I went to Instagram and asked you guys to vote on what it was. So the tie was between Aladdin and The Incredibles, and I put up a poll saying my current video is tied. Can you guys vote and help me out? Because I do like to leave it up to you guys and let you choose what I paint. So I posted it, and the winner was The Incredibles. 61% of you voted The Incredibles. Now, if you're not following me on Instagram and you didn't get to vote, make sure you follow me again, because if another tie happens, or if I just need your guys' help choosing something else, I really like interacting with you guys and getting you guys to help me with videos. So make sure you follow me on Instagram so you don't miss. So normally before we get started, I like to do a little recap on the ones I've already done, so that when you comment down below, you don't comment something that I've already done. So I've already done Frozen, Tangled, Snow White, Stitch, and Moana. So I normally do 4 cards per video, but as you know with The Incredibles, there's 5 people in that family. So at first I was thinking, how am I going to pick just 4 of them to paint for the video? But then I remembered that when I did the Moana cards, I only did 3, which technically I did 4, but I really hated the 4th one, so I discarded it and said that I would come back to it later. So the Moanas are the Moana is the 5s. So one of the 5s will be an Incredible character, and then the rest of them will be whatever suit I decide the Incredibles to be. So I think that worked out really well, because I would have had a really hard time picking which of the Incredibles not to paint. So I'm happy that we get to paint all 5 of them today. So yeah, let's get started.
Okay, so the first thing that we always have to do is block off the card. I just take some washi tape and I go around the edges so that we have a clean, crisp surface to work with, and then like the outline will be there. It just makes it nicer. And I decided for the background to do yellow, and I did have to do a couple layers of this just to make it like thick enough to not see what's in the background. So I decided to start with Mr. Incredible. I will say that I think that the Incredible set was the easiest set that I've done so far. I do transfer these images, so if you don't know how to do that, you should check out this video that I'm putting in the cards right now. I go in more depth about how to transfer images and stuff like that. But like color matching was super easy. The shapes and stuff were super easy. I think like the color palettes for the Incredibles are just pretty basic and like simple, and I think that's why it was so easy, just like yellow, black, and red. And then like all of their skin tones are pretty the same, which I didn't even have to mix. It just came out of the bottle like that, and it worked out pretty well. So I just feel like the Incredibles were pretty easy, and I also just had a lot of fun doing it. So I wanted to get all of the Incredibles like in their fighting poses. Most of them got fighting poses just to make it more like visually appealing, you know? I didn't want his fist to just look like a giant black blob. I tried to like shade it with some gray just to kind of like, I don't know, bring it together a bit more. And I feel like it worked out alright. And then I did the outline. I feel like everyone's eyes turned out a little weird, but other than that, like, I think that everyone looks pretty spot on. I think that the eyes maybe turned out weird literally just because they're wearing masks, but and I decided to do the aces to be the Incredibles. And this is how Mr. Incredible turned out. So now Mrs. Incredible. I had this like burnt reddish brown color that I thought matched her hair very well. It did need a couple layers because it was really thin, but I think that was the right color to do for her hair. And then the same as before, the rest of the colors were easy to match, and like, I don't know, I just feel like this set was super easy. I've never really paid that much attention to the shapes of these characters before until I was drawing them, and I knew that Miss Incredible was like thick because I see memes and stuff about her being thick, but like all of them have really tiny bottom halves of their body. Like from their knees down, it's just like really tiny feet and like legs. Like, yeah, she's thick at the top, she has like thighs and a butt, but like the rest of her legs are so tiny, and that's how all of them are. Like even Mr. Incredible has like really tiny legs, and I've just never seen or paid attention to that, and I thought it was so interesting. I think that a lot of their eyes kind of look a little weird or maybe a little off, and I think it's because it was like in the mask, so it was for me hard to imagine how to like outline and stuff because they're already outlined with the mask, and then like they're really tiny. I don't know, I feel like I was having just a hard time like getting the eyes right on everybody. I don't think that they necessarily look bad. I think everyone still looks like themselves, but if you look close enough, I can see a little bit of flaws when it comes to the eyes. But that was like the only issue I was having with these characters, was just the eyes in the mask. And then outlining the character just brings it all together. Some of the characters have more of like a lip color, like Miss Incredible and Violet. They have like this pink lip color, so I did add that and like lightly outline it. And then some of them don't really have a lip color, so. I try so hard to have an oddly satisfying tape pull, but sometimes the tape just does not cooperate, and so it ends up just being a mess. But try to enjoy it anyways, I guess. And this is how Mrs. Incredible turned out. So Violet was always one of my favorite characters when I was growing up. Probably mostly because I was like a preteen and she was a preteen girl, and I don't know, I just like always really liked her and she was one of my favorites. Now I would probably say Jack Jack is my favorite, but I always really loved Violet, and I liked how she could just like disappear and stuff. There was fighting poses of her like holding this like giant purple ball and stuff, but when I think of Violet, I just think of her like being able to disappear and having her hair in her face and stuff. So I decided not to do that pose and just kind of do this one. It seemed more true to the character that I've always like remembered and looked up to, so I decided to do this pose instead. Also, her eyes look terrifying and very scary without coloring the mask in. Oh, also, like, her neck has, like, you know, like a turtleneck that's black, but her hair is black, so it kind of just looks like her head is, like, floating above her body, which is really funny, because, like, when it's 3D and you can, like, see all the lines and stuff and her hair moving, like, you would never think that, but, like, with this, like, 2D, like, fan art of it, it just looks like her head is, like, floating, and it's really funny to me. And this is how Violet turned out. So next is Dash, which is just a really fun character. I feel like he adds so much like realness to the movie. Like he acts so much like an actual kid, and I don't know, like him and Violet fighting and stuff. It's so true and real. I have 3 siblings, trust me. That's exactly what they act like. The thing that was a little difficult with him was kind of his hair, and not really like color matching. Color matching his hair wasn't that bad, but like outlining it, because like in the actual reference image it looks like real hair, and then when I was doing it and trying to outline it, it was looking a little weird. But I think I just added enough detail and things that it turned out alright. I'm not 100% sold on it, but I think I did the best with like my way of drawing this fan art versus like the actual image, because like it's never gonna look like the actual image. I'm always like doing my own like 2D fan art of it, so I don't think it looks bad, but I just kept adding details until I thought it looked okay. And this is how Dash turned out. Next is my favorite character, Jack Jack. I don't know if you've seen Incredibles 2, but he's like kind of the main character in that one. And I just think he's so precious and funny. I love that he's like a jack of all trades and you really never know what you're going to get from him. That's just so funny to me. And I just really love him. He was super easy. Like, he is the most color blocked character out of all of them. He's just sitting there, so it was like super easy. I did like try to shade out his mouth and add some teeth and all of that, but yeah, I think that he turned out really well, and I just think he's so cute. And I don't know, he is my favorite Incredible out of the 5. I really love him. I do love all 5 of them though, but Jack Jack is just the cutest and he always makes me laugh, so I would say he is my favorite. Me and my husband like kind of look like the Incredibles, so I always thought like it would be a really funny Halloween costume to do like Mr. and Mrs. Incredibles, or maybe even one day when we have kids, like dress up like that for Halloween. I don't know, definitely maybe one day. I think that Jack Jack definitely turned out maybe the most that looked like his character out of all of them. I think they all look good, but I just think he looks maybe the best. And I decided to make Jack Jack the 5 that will go like with the Moana set. And then I covered everything in Mod Podge. A very generous layer of Mod Podge so that it doesn't go anywhere or chip or anything like that. And this is how they turned out. I'm super happy with how all of these turned out. I think that they look great. I think that everybody looks exactly how they're supposed to look. I would say out of all the videos I've done so far and all the sets of different movies, this one is my favorite and has turned out the absolute best. I'm super proud of it.
Alright, that's going to be it for this video. If you want to see more card videos, I have a playlist of all the ones I've already done. If you want to check that out, I definitely think you should. And make sure you comment down below and let me know which movie you want me to paint next. And whichever gets the highest vote, I will paint on my next video. And of course, if there's like a tie or anything that I need your help with, I will go to Instagram. So make sure you're following me so you don't miss out on that if I need to go there. I do like interacting with you on all my different kinds of videos, not just the card videos, so definitely follow me on there. And make sure you're subscribed because I post videos every single week and I won't want you to miss it. Alright, bye guys!